Hey everybody, how are we all doing? One of my lights isn't working. I don't know why it's not turning on. Cool. Who do we have here? It's very quiet. Why has not many people said hi? Cons, welcome. Frolen, welcome. It's late here in Asia, still awake because I wanted to check out the volatility during FOMC. Yes, well, hopefully we do get some volatility during FOMC. It's been quite a nice day actually for trading. I've missed most of it, but I managed to get a couple of good trades. P's here, Lot My Crypto, Mace Sound, Andy, Bear, Hugo, Oth, Marek, Jock. Hello everyone. Why is this light not working? Only like half of my face is lit up. Connect. Stupid thing. Why is it not working? Hold up. Stupid piece of shit. Tried restarting the app like 10 times. Oh well. Yes, everyone, smash up the likes on your way in here. And yeah, well, we'll just roll with it like this for now. Cool. How's everyone doing? Everyone doing good? Everyone made some good trades today. The plan for today has played out very nicely. Very nicely indeed. So I took the short position. I actually took the short when it was here because I knew I had to go out later. When I was getting ready, I had to shower and I did all of that kind of thing. And I did have basically, I think I was using this OB as this is the one that I was using for my invalidation on the update that I gave to everyone in the crew. It was like it was anchored from the top of that order block there. And we were aiming for the previous day open. The green box down here, which had nice confluence. Okay, if you put on the session volume profile, there was the POC down here as well. So we were looking to come into this area of volume, that double distribution that we had yesterday, coming into that area of volume, into the green box down there, and to get a bounce. And that's like exactly what we've done. So really, really nice. Short from the highs. I actually want to talk through a couple of better trades that you could have got off of this, because my one was slightly just I just wanted to get into the trade because that's the plan that I had for the day, was that I was looking for this drop and that's what I wanted to see. So very similar to what we were saying yesterday, right? You know what, and this is exactly what we were talking about. You needed to wait for this market structure to get broken. Yeah. And at that point, that market structure got broken, and then you come back in and you can take the short position here, which gives you the target for the daily. So we were talking about this last night whilst we were streaming. Just be patient and the trade will come. Because if you'd have tried taking the trade here or here or here or here or here, the chances are you would have got stopped out on that. There are obviously trades you could have done, but for that trade, you give it a bit more time and eventually you get the payoff, which was really nice. So a little bit more on how we could have done this better. I'll do some of that and then we'll go over some targets for FOMC itself. Let's see if this light is going to connect now that I've given it a bit of a rest. Nope. It's not going to connect. Okay, fair enough. Just one light today then. So yeah, this is the other opportunity that was there, okay? So you had London session. And what often happens during London session, you're going to look for the liquidity from the previous session. So although I had got into this trade, I was well aware that the chances are we're going to take this high. Okay, London's opened. You're not going to get a short position unless that high is taken, basically. Otherwise, you're just looking at continuing this trend, right? So we had that. We had the sweep of the highs that came into that OB, which was roughly where my invalidation was. And then we started to break the market structure here. And it was at this point that I think the best opportunity for a short was there, because if you're looking at the move up, okay, you don't really break it there, but at this stage here, you can see how on a few occasions you come up and you just pop, 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 3 taps into resistance, testing it again, seeing if it can reclaim that daily open level. It fails. You get that change of market structure there. You come back in to your reference, which was daily open, the order block at the top. And then that gives you a short that would have given you just a really straightforward invalidation of this. And then you're able to get that high reward for very low risk trade off of this. But there are other opportunities. I just wanted to mention that as the short position that we'd had today. I know a couple of people did get stopped, but for that, I'd say first of all, be aware that your Asia high, well, your Asia high is here actually, just after the daily open. Be aware that that's likely to get swept. So just allow yourself a little bit of breathing room. It didn't take liquidity, so therefore I don't know why that would have been invalidated in the first place. It was well within tolerance also, so I like to have tolerance of 0.5%. That's also where I like to take profit. 0.5% is a really nice round number. So I'd say it's a risky game you're playing, having a stop loss anything less than 0.5%. And it's a risky game you're playing trying to take a trade that has a target of anything less than 0.5%, because otherwise you're just going to get eaten up on fees. So it was within that tolerance. It was essentially a deviation. So you had Asia session, then you have your deviation, and then what happens after deviation? You have your expansion. Okay, and you can make that a nice expansive cock and balls pattern that played out after that test earlier on. Now, I came home to this. It was great. It was great, the timing. I literally came home. I was like, oh my God, cool. We've just swept the lows. So I did get into a long, and I got into a long that was at 28,135. So it was after that initial SFP as we were getting that other test back down here. So I was able to get back into that long position. I've closed out of that already. I wanted to go flat for FOMC. But yeah, that was kind of nice. I just came back home, was like decent. And then if we look at what was I going to say? What we're doing now, back at daily open. So I guess this brings us on to our levels that are still relatively the same as they were earlier. I still think we could come down and take out that low. And if we are to get a move up going into FOMC in 20 minutes, then we know that the support that we were looking for has held. And we know that the confluence is very similar up at that 29,200. We know that that's also likely to give us a decent trade if price can come up there. I'm just going to remove this alert. I don't really care for that anymore. That was from yesterday. Cool. We're about to come up and take these highs. Also, I hope you guys don't mind, but this is my last stream in the UK for a while, so I might crack open a beer for FOMC. I haven't done a beer stream for a while. I kind of feel like I want one. I've had a busy day. I'm back to the charts. I don't really want to be opening anything that I can't close immediately, so I might crack open a beer. I'm asking your permission, and I don't know why I'm asking your permission, because I already have it here and it is open, but I haven't started drinking it yet. You can see it's still full at the top. So I'm having a beer. Cheers. And there's London highs. Okay. I hope everyone took profit on their long earlier. We'll have a look at this in order flow. Oh, how do I take off the memory saving mode on XO? Because this does this too often. Oh well. For any of you that don't know, the new version of EXO, the one before that as well, has this like tab, like memory saving function. But like every time you go back to the chart, you then have to reload the chart. It's a bit annoying if you've got multiple tabs open, because as soon as you go off of the tab, it just stops working basically. So yeah. Are you shorting, bro? No, we've got 18 minutes until FOMC. I do not want to be opening any positions here. I've closed out of this long already. That happened earlier. So I actually closed out of the long here. So this is why this line here is on the as soon as we tapped that, I closed the long. We came into that low OB. We filled the single prints. I was out of there. I didn't want to be holding that through any more volatility, especially because I wasn't home at the time, or I wasn't in front of the charts at the time. So as soon as you tapped that, I was just, yeah, I'm done. I am done. So I am flat right now. And wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if this just finishes off on a high with the whole plan for the day, and then we end up at 29,200? It'll be good. Nicholas, I'm going to Miami. So if any of you are in Miami or near Miami, then let me know. Going to Miami. I had to buy a new suitcase today because the forecasts for like quite a lot of rain. So it's going to be really hot, but it's Miami, isn't it? It's tropical. So there's going to be quite a few stormy storms and rain whilst I'm over there. So I was fine. I got this like medium-sized suitcase, which is fine for like Dubai, because it's literally just shorts and t-shirt and you don't have to wear very much. But I had to buy a bigger suitcase today because I'm going to have to take some like clothes for all kinds of weather, because it's going to be a little bit crazy, I think, over there. I wanted to check out the order flow from the low from earlier. Check out on the 1 minute. Oh. Did anyone catch this? Like, actually, at the time, I didn't see in trading chat earlier. Someone must have got in on this wick. One of you guys. If you've learned anything from this channel or from me over the past 2 years, surely someone should have got in on this wick. It's like everything looks so good. Look, drop in open interest. Short stopped out, liquidations, trapped volume at the lows. The POC is going to be down there at the low as well. The POC is within that wick. Really great long position. Did I say short position earlier? I meant long position. Oh yes, thank you. Also, like massive thank you for P and for Randall for taking the New York trading room today. So yeah, for those of you who are in the crew, I hope you enjoyed that. I haven't watched it back. I wasn't around, obviously. I just had too much to do today. So thank you, P and Randall, for covering that. And you managed to, yeah, you were talking about the long, so that's good. That's awesome. The legends. Randall and P. Okay, so we just New York, right? This session, we've got like 10 minutes to go. Annoyingly, we've taken the lows and the highs of the day. So if we start pulling back here, I worry the FOMC is going to be massively uneventful. Because the fact that we've already put in a high and a low of the day during this session, if we manage to hang out up here for a little bit, fine, we can go for it. But if we do end up back here within the next 10 minutes, where's our daily point of control? We might just end up, yeah, if we're back down by the point of POC or we're back within value area, we're going to really struggle and we might just get a chong, 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 chong weirdness going on. How's ES looking? Yes, let's have a look. Similar, right? What was this? Oh, this is the... What was this? Never happened. So it's okay. Don't worry. That trade never even came close to giving an entry. Those 1 hour. Okay. 4 hour. Yeah. Right. If we're going to do FOMC things, we're going to have to go there and we're going to have to go here. We're going to have to hope that at least one of these sides can get swept. So you put in the low. You've got liquidity. You've got imbalances above. We swept that one. If we're going to come down any lower. No, that one doesn't need to, nothing needs to happen there. 30 minute. No, we're balanced. We is balanced. Okay, we're going here and here. We're going for this one. Down you come, little alert. Alright. Those are where we want to see the ES going. So if we're going to spike up on news or if we're going to spike down on news, you look to fade it once one of those alerts goes off. Bitcoin. I'd still love to see the low taken today because we didn't hit previous day point of control. We didn't hit previous day open. And we only really, yeah, it's still lower that we can do. We do have a poor high on the day. And we do really, really, really want it to go to 29,200. Luke, could you analyze the 56k Finex wick in EXO for us? How many people got filled? I can't because we don't have Bitfinex. I can look on Trading Light. Do you know what the ticker is? I looked for this yesterday and I didn't find the ticker. I couldn't actually find what it was that went to 56k, but we hit 50k by May, didn't we? I told you price was going to get to 50k by May, and it did on one exchange, but it still happened. So I win. Why is my light thing still not working? BTC perp. There it is. Okay. There it is. So someone got filled short. And did these get pulled? This all got pulled. Look. So you can see, look, it goes and then comes back in. Or is this just a bot working on something, doing some shit? He got filled, or she. They got filled. Filled. Yeah, none of these got pulled. Filled. Filled. Someone market shorted here. Someone else fucking around there. How much higher do we have to go? Someone again? Oh no, they weren't marketing in. Yeah. What happens up at the top? Why was the top the top? So yo, right at the top there. So someone got filled right at the very top. And look at all of that. So this is just someone's calculated this, haven't they? 25 Bitcoin. Yeah, interesting. So loads and loads of shorts being stopped. Oh yeah, this isn't getting filled, is it? A lot of this is shorts getting stopped. So all of these random ones will be shorts being stopped. Or liquidated for a few Bitcoin. Seems kind of pointless, right? You got 25 Bitcoin liquidated there. You got some Bitcoin. Someone liquidated there. Someone liquidated there. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Bitcoin is doing exactly what we didn't want it to do, which is come back inside this range before we have FOMC, because now we're going to struggle to get back out of it. So this is going to keep dumping, and I would be at this stage surprised to see highs or lows taken. So I'm now starting to think we're going to get a bit of a non-event because we've had the move already. This is what probably would have played out. But we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, to go up 2.5% from the lows. What's the DXY doing? Nothing. What's our friend ETH doing? Ether. Dump it. Dump it. Ugh. Render. Damn, some old coins look good. Not leader. Oh, what happened to Sui? Is that launched yet? Yeah. Has anyone traded this today? Sui. Did anyone take any trades on this? The new hypey thing that everyone's talking about, which seems to just be doing exactly what Arbitrum did when it launched and just hanging out just above $1 for no real reason other than just it wants to hang out just above $1. Like it's exactly the same launch, isn't it? So wait for $1 on Sui. Okay, so FOMC is happening. I'm just going to answer that question. So, for the perps list like this, Bybit USDT markets and anything else, sandwich finance. Google sandwich finance, and that will be your thing. That's how you get it. Come on, we know where we want this to go, but realistically, fade the first move kind of thing, right? As expected, 0.25 base points hike. So no news is, in this case, I guess, bad news because we're going to dump. Oh, wait. Oh, no, yeah, it is a point. Yeah. 25 base points hike. Cool. You look for spaghetti finance, yeah. Sandwich finance. What about cake? I haven't looked at cake since I bought spot yesterday, but my alert hasn't gone off. So therefore, I know I haven't lost much money because otherwise my alert will have gone off. Unless TradingView is being a dick and not alerting me. Told you this would be non-eventful. We already had the move today. That's not enough for a high. We can take that again. Like we might not, but we could take that. That's not enough volume. That is not enough volume. Obviously, there is the temptation to go short, and I think that would be a good play. But I do think we could take that. I'm saying that as if we're like in some kind of battle. I don't care what Bitcoin does. I'm not actually probably not going to trade this. Anton. No. Anton. Why are you shouting my name with Okay, thank you. I'll explain in just a second. How do you determine enough volume? I would. I'll have a look again in a sec. Is the reason is it's just not significantly more than what we've had so far today anyway. So therefore, I don't really care for it. Like, it's not an outlier for volume. Okay, it is. But it doesn't look like it. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of imbalances up here. It's not gone through a lot of liquidations. In fact, you've got no imbalances. It's just the algos going and doing like nothing as soon as the news comes out. So it's so equal. Delta's going to be. Ugh. It's all just kind of flat, right? On that candle there, look, longs and shorts, just nothing. It's just some shorts being stopped, but I do think we'll come and take the high. But I don't know. What do I know? I'm just some random guy talking shit on the internet that has half of his light working and it still won't connect. Why won't you connect? Hello, Mr. Brownberg. I'm very good, thank you. How are you? Turning the power off on my phone. DXY dumping on first move. Let's have a look at that. It's all internal. That's obviously not an SFP anymore because that happened. Don't know what that is. La Lola, how do you know that? Do you know me? How do you know? You have a good memory. The light's still not working. I just turned my phone off and on again. It's not working. Oh. So yeah, look. DXY just came into this OB. Durr. Leave the charts and let's drink something. Yeah, we'll have a Oh, I said the other day. Fair enough. I don't remember. I never remember what I say, what I do. My memory is terrible. Yeah, cake's doing fine. How old? 18. I wish. How old does everyone think I am, or how old I'm going to be? If anyone can guess, okay. First person to guess how old I'm going to be, may or may not win a prize. Maybe we can do like 1 month of ExoCharts membership. P, do we have any like 1 month of ExoCharts membership thingies available? Some people are close. No one's got it yet. Fuck's sake, P. Why'd you have to do that? Why'd you have to spoil the game, P? Ah, people saw it. I don't know. Like game's ruined. P just told everyone my age, and now everyone knows. But who was actually the first one, other than P? Did I say how old I'm gonna be or how old I am? Because if it was how old I am, then Alina's won. If it was how old I'm going to be, then Mr. Brownbug has won. Anyway, the non-event of non-events has happened. Did anyone just take a trade then? That was kind of pathetic, right? Yay, FOMC. What we've been waiting for the whole day. And yet it's the one time of the day that we don't get anything really from it. Today's been a really good day overall, but FOMC was just a nothing burger so far. I'm not 39, I'm 33. Adapt, just guess Luke's weight. I don't even know my own weight. How heavy do people think I am? How tall do people think I am? What other Luke trivia can we do? Actually, I don't want. I'm not going to ask what other Luke trivia we can do. Is yeah. Why am I just talking to myself on the internet? VWAP's holding. Don't get this light thing. I did sub 2 hours, Trobe. So that's all you need to know. I managed to do the half marathon in less than 2 hours. 162 and 115 kilograms. That would I'd be like, hey guys. 162 short. I think that's P's height. And maybe P's maybe P's weight too with his no. Sorry, Pete. Pete told me he's got a belly. I've got a belly now. I don't know how much I weigh, and I think I'm like 181 centimeters or something. I don't know. Can we? It seems like every stream I do, I talk less about trading, and it's more just like it's just welcome to the shit talk show with Luke, featuring charts in the background where nothing's going on. Don't say I didn't warn you though. I said, didn't we say because we got the move before FOMC, it's gonna be a non-event, and it is. Talk about your favorite algorithms to ingest. AM, what are you asking? P, how do you know that if you found value inside. P, what's P saying? And what's the point if you're not going to renew it? What? Huh? What's AM saying? I don't even know. I don't even know. Oh, is this for the like 1 month? Look, no, I'm not going to say anything. French bulls in the house. Yes, old man will start talking soon. Should we sit down and just wait? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to chill. Down goes the thingy. You saw my so when I'm stood up, right, because the desk's a little bit lower, I have a box to put my microphone on to make it higher. And look. Oh no, it doesn't show it. But wait, my my box, my Bybit box. You like my Bybit box? Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. Am I back? Right. Hold on. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Cool. Can hear me now, yeah? Smash the like button for sound. Yes, please. Yeah, you can hear me. Cool. Cool. Good. Don't know what happened there. Like, my whole computer started just going very, very strange. All right. I honestly don't know what to talk about now. Guys, the other extreme is shout. I think I can. I don't know if it works on here, but let me try something. Um, Thought I could do some cool effects on my voice, but I can't. Screen share during Power live stream. I mean, I could do, yeah. If you have a look what the old man's saying. Federal Reserve live. Let's get it ready. There it is. So when the old man goes live, we can join him. How did you become a trader? Okay, I'll answer that one. So my journey of trading, I basically got into crypto like 2017 bull run. So I just got into it like anyone does, thinking, oh, this is kind of cool. I like crypto. Bought some. It was like up only type of thing. So I was just buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, got into some other stuff, started to become really interested in it. I found a channel called Data Dash. So at the time in 2017, he was like the biggest crypto YouTuber and actually like a decent guy, not like the bullshit that we have now within crypto. Because we've got a load of fucking like dickheads like BitBoy and Crypto Rover and all that shit. But like, yeah, there was one channel called Data Dash that was just really like good at just talking about what was going on. I just learned some basic stuff from there. I actually became friends with him as well, and yeah, did some stuff with him as part of his community and things. Like, this was back in 2017 again, but yeah, just was into crypto um, on like a non-trading basis, and then I was just casually trading for a few years up until basically COVID. So I was still working in the music industry. I was a sound engineer, music producer, and when COVID hit, then music industry just fell apart. And I'd had Taurus since 2017, 2018, but it was a closed community and one that I just traded with a few friends that I was learning to trade with just from random YouTube videos here and there. Then crypto COVID hit. I had to start taking trading a lot more seriously. Quickly realized that I was making more money from that than I was with music, and then just basically stopped the whole music thing because, again, during COVID it was really boring. That's when I started live streaming because I had nothing better to do with myself. We were all stuck at home, and yeah, it just grew randomly out of that. So yeah, my trading journey's been a few. Well, I'm like 6 years into it now, and I've been profitable for 3. So yeah, for about 3 years, I was just interested in crypto, not really trading it too seriously. Uh, yeah, odd one. Well, I won't like again. I've known him for a long time. Again, since 2017. So I'm not going to go into detail on what happened with that community, but yeah. What I can tell you is that certain people who run very, very large groups now, who may or may not have been mentioned, did learn to trade alongside myself. We were all just friends trading together, and yeah. More good looking. I'll take that. I mean, that's not difficult, is it? To be honest. Oh, nothing's happened. This is ridiculous. Oh. I also do music and crypto, made zero money on both. Yeah, I know about that. There was a few years of struggle that I went through. That is very similar. Music's a tough industry. Trading is even tougher industry because it's the only industry where you can like work and lose money for working, which is ridiculous. But who the hell is Greg Secker? Why do people keep mentioning this Greg Secker guy? Fit my beats and get liquidated. I've done all sorts of music. I was a sound engineer, so I did a lot of live sound, and I basically just do whatever people paid me to do. So I've done some tours with some bands that are kind of cool, some bands that are really uncool. I've produced stuff for some bands that are kind of cool, some people that are really uncool. Um, yeah, it was all sorts of stuff, really. Real West, yeah, I know. But when I was getting into crypto, Like those kind of channels were actually half decent, and it gave me an introduction into crypto. Everyone goes through a journey, don't they? Everyone goes through a journey when they get into crypto. You get into crypto, first of all, you don't know what it is or anything. My like first introduction with it were like the Bitcoin forums and stuff. So I used to freak out about prices. Like, oh, why is price going down? Is Bitcoin dying? And doing the same thing that everyone does. So this is when it was like it went from 3K to 5K back to 3K. I was worried that Bitcoin was dying. Oh my God, I've literally just bought it and it's going to go to zero. What everyone who buys Bitcoin for the first time will do. I was looking on the Bitcoin forums and stuff, and then I started finding YouTube channels. Then I started looking into it a bit more, started doing some more research. There really wasn't much in the way of content and YouTube channels around at that time. But then you cut through all of the bullshit and you start to understand what's going on within the space properly, about trading and about all of that kind of stuff. And eventually you make your way towards serious traders and you start learning those concepts. You start learning things like Wyckoff. You start learning about volume. You start learning about market structure. And then hopefully, like, the end of the journey is finding channels like what I know we're talking just shit today. We're not really talking much about trading, but then you find the serious traders once you get to the end of that journey, and then you find a good community and you do all that kind of stuff. I don't even know. I do not know what I'm talking about. I am just talking very randomly. There's a lot of umming and ahhing going on because I can't actually think properly. I'm gonna let Jerome do the talking because he is here, or he's about to be. We'll give Jerome a beer. It's poker. Right.
Let me comment briefly on recent developments in the banking sector. Conditions in that sector have broadly improved since early March, and the U.S. banking system is sound and resilient. We will continue to monitor conditions in the sector. We're committed to learning the right lessons from this episode, and will work to prevent events like these from happening again. As a first step in that process, last week we released Vice Chair for Supervision Barr's review of the Federal Reserve's supervision and regulation of Silicon Valley Bank. The review's findings underscore the need to address our rules and supervisory practices to make for a stronger and more resilient banking system, and I'm confident that we will do so. From the perspective of monetary policy, our focus remains squarely on our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. My colleagues and I understand the hardship that high inflation is causing, and we remain strongly committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal. Price stability is the responsibility of the Federal Reserve. Without price stability, the economy does not work for anyone. In particular, without price stability, we will not achieve a sustained period of strong labor market conditions that benefit all. Today, the FOMC raised its policy interest rate by a 1/4 percentage point. Since early last year, we've raised interest rates by a total of 5 percentage points in order to attain a stance of monetary policy that is sufficiently restrictive to return inflation to 2% over time. We are also continuing to reduce our securities holdings. Looking ahead, we'll take a data-dependent approach in determining the extent to which additional policy firming may be appropriate. I will have more to say about today's monetary policy actions after briefly reviewing economic developments. The U.S. economy slowed significantly last year, with real GDP
the fucking green
rising
bottle
at a
is
below
going to be
trend
like
pace of
removed because of the
0.9%.
green screen.
The pace
Can't
of
even make
economic
him have
growth
a
in the
drink.
first quarter of this year continued to be modest at 1.1%, despite a pickup in consumer spending. Activity in the housing sector remains weak, largely reflecting higher mortgage rates. Higher interest rates and slower output growth also appear to be weighing on business fixed investment. The labor market remains very tight. Over the first 3 months of the year, job gains averaged 345,000 jobs per month. The unemployment rate remained very low in March at 3.5%. Even so, there are some signs that supply and demand in the labor market are coming back into better balance.
Greg, I can
The labor
fix
force
that. Hold on.
participation rate has moved up in recent months, particularly for individuals aged 25 to 54 years. Nominal wage growth has shown some signs of easing, and job vacancies have declined so far this year. But overall, labor demand still substantially exceeds the supply of available workers. Inflation remains well above our longer-run goal of 2%. Over the 12 months ending in March, total PCE prices rose 4.2%. Excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 4.6%. Inflation has moderated somewhat since the middle of last year. Nonetheless, inflation pressures continue to run high, and the process of getting inflation back down to 2% has a long way to go. Despite elevated inflation, longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. The Fed's monetary policy actions are guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. My colleagues and I are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation.
We've had enough of this. I've finished my beer as well now. He literally just says the same thing every single time. So I don't really know what the point in watching is. Our POC was down here earlier. Relax. Yeah. Point of control might move back here in a second if we do come down any further. Watch it for the questions. Oh, really? Questions are going to be nothing.
Unfold. In determining the extent to which additional policy firming may be appropriate to return inflation to 2% over time, the committee will take into account the cumulative tightening of monetary policy, the lags with which monetary policy affects economic activity and inflation, and economic and financial developments. We will make that determination meeting by meeting based on the totality of incoming data and their implications for the outlook for economic activity and inflation. And we are prepared to do more if greater monetary policy restraint is warranted. We remain committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal and to keep our longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Reducing inflation is likely to require a period of below-trend growth and some softening of labor market conditions. Restoring price stability is essential to set the stage for achieving maximum employment and stable prices over the longer run. To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Thanks, Gina. Hi, Gina Smilik, New York Times. Thanks for taking our questions. I wonder if you could tell us whether we should read the statement today as a suggestion that the committee is prepared to pause interest rate increases in June. And I also wonder if the Fed staff has in any way revised their forecast for a mild recession from the March minutes. And if so, what a recession like what they're envisioning would look and feel like when it comes to, for example, the unemployment rate.
So, taking your question, of course, today our decision was to raise the federal funds rate by 25 basis points. A decision on a pause was not made today. You will have noticed that in the statement from March, we had a sentence that said the committee anticipates that some additional policy firming may be appropriate. That sentence is not in the statement anymore. We took that out, and instead we're saying that in determining the extent to which additional policy firming may be appropriate to return inflation to 2% over time, the committee will take into account certain factors. So that's a meaningful change that we're no longer saying that we anticipate. And so we'll be driven by incoming data, meeting by meeting, and we'll approach that question at the June meeting. So the staff's forecast is so. Let me start by saying that that's not my own most likely case, which is really that the economy will continue to grow at a modest rate this year. And I think that's, so different people in the committee have different forecasts. That's my own assessment of the most likely path. Staff produces its own forecast, and it's independent of the forecasts of the participants, which include the governors and the Reserve Bank presidents, of course. And we think this is a healthy thing, that the staff is writing down what they really think. They're not especially influenced by what the governors think, and vice versa. The governors are not
still reckon this high is
taking
going
what
to
the
get
staff
taken.
says and just writing that
Like,
down. So it's actually
it ended up being internal,
good
like we
that
thought it
the
would
staff
anyway,
and
so.
individual participants can have different perspectives. So broadly, the forecast was for a mild recession, and by that I would characterize as one in which the rise in unemployment is smaller than has been typical in modern era recessions. I wouldn't want to characterize the staff's forecast for this meeting. We'll leave that to the minutes, but broadly similar to that.
Rachel. Thank you, Chair Powell. Rachel Siegel from the Washington Post. Thanks for taking our questions. I'm wondering if you can talk about the account of possible effects of a debt limit standoff. You've said repeatedly that the ceiling must be raised, but do you see any economics effects of even getting close to a default, and what type of situation would that look like?
So I wouldn't want to speculate specifically, but I will say this. These are fiscal policy matters, for starters, and they're for Congress and the administration, for the elected parts of the government to deal with, and they're really consigned to them. From our standpoint, I would just say this. It's essential that the debt ceiling be raised in a timely way so that the U.S. government can pay all of its bills when they're due. A failure to do that would be unprecedented. We'd be in uncharted territory, and the consequences to the U.S. economy would be highly uncertain and could be quite averse. So I'll just leave it there. We don't give advice to either side. We just would point out that it's very important that this be done. And the other point I'll make about that, though, is that no one should assume that the Fed can protect the economy from the potential, short and long-term effects of a failure to pay our bills on time. It would be so uncertain that it's just as important that we never get to a place where we're actually talking about or even having a situation where the U.S. government's not paying its bills.
And just to follow up, was discussion around the uncertainty of a possible standoff, did that affect today's monetary policy decision at all?
I wouldn't say that it did. It was, of course, it's something that came up. We talk a lot about risks to the outlook, and that come up. A number of people did raise that as a risk to the outlook. I wouldn't say that it was important in today's monetary policy decision yet.
Chairman, oh, thank you. Yeah, Steve Leisman, CNBC. Can you tell us what the Federal Reserve Board did in the wake of that February presentation where you were informed that Silicon Valley Bank and other banks were experiencing interest rate risks?
Shut up. Okay. Anything else to discuss? I have to say my the viewing figures have fallen off of a cliff since Jerome Powell started talking. So we were like 125 and now we're at 59. That says it all. I mean, we really haven't covered very much on this anyway. Pepe. I might just call it there. I haven't even started packing yet. So what do we have to say? Like we still have the target. I do think that despite the move we've had down, I mean, did this hit the 1-to-1? We can do some technicals on it. Look, you hit the 1-to-1. You came into the 786 from the move down we had earlier. Value area low down there. That was the POC earlier on. So we tapped into that. What happens after that? You bounce, you come back into the point of the actual current point of control. From a 1 minute perspective, we've got an order block up at the highs, reject off of there. That should be red. We come back down, we fill the gap again. So we're just, all we're doing at the moment is just filling in the space that was created through the volatility. Okay, we have the move up. We had this impulse down from earlier on. So price comes down, seeks liquidity below there. The impulse up from earlier on. Price comes down, tests that. We then bounce, we come up and fill in all of this because we've got imbalances. Then once you've retraced all of that, price comes back down. Look, where's the imbalances? Where's the gap? It's here. That again is where we bounce. So then we're just going into more and more and more of a basically tight range that we've got here. And the POC is going to shift into where we are. The VWAP is exactly here. So you could have traded it. It was tradable, but realistically, like because this is everything, right? This is what we've had. And it does make sense from a price action standpoint. You move up, you come up here. So if you just speed things up here at this point, back above daily open, start to induce some long positions, you drop, you come back down, you fill all of this from earlier on today, you bounce, you then fill all of this, you come up into this area, you drop, you then back test this, you then bounce, and then you back test this, you're going to drop, you're going to back test this, and then we're going to find that the price like just chills out here. So at this point, you're going to bounce. And now, whichever side of this probably gets taken first, that's where we start to get a trend that starts to emerge, because you've coiled up to such a point where there is nothing left apart from liquidity. This has all been internal. Okay, lows not taken. Highs, yes, they were taken, but we were close enough to them in the first place. You take this out of the equation and it's all been internal. So what I would probably, I still am sticking to my thought that we are going to, this is forming a base here. I think the day's been fairly good so far. This was a nice drop. We've hit support. We've tested support. We've then had a second test of that support. So the fact that we managed to get the trade off of this, the next trade would be coming up here, because that's what we wanted to happen. And I don't see any reason to change my mind regardless of all this choppy nonsense, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't come up to 29,200. So, yeah, if we do drop lower, we haven't hit the previous day open, we haven't hit the previous day point of control. All right, so just drop it below 28K, but 28.50 was the level I wanted to take a long at, managed to get it a little bit higher, and 29,200 is the level that I'd like to take a short at. So we've had the long, why don't we just go and get the opportunity for a short position now? And unless anyone has anything else to say or anything else they want to ask, I think I will probably wrap it up there. Just a reminder as well, for anyone who is not yet aware, over on our Discord, we do have this offer still running at the moment, lifetime membership. So if there are any past or present crew members that are interested in the lifetime membership, then you can go and check that out. Yeah. Oh, my camera's disappeared. There it is again. I always do this. I've lost my mind. And if you are new here and you're still watching for whatever reason, then do go check out tauruscrypto.com. But I think on that note, it's FOMC. It's a difficult one to trade anyway. And we'll see what happens from here. And I'm not going to be taking any trades for the next day or so anyway. So literally, I'm done. I'm out of here. Have fun, everyone. Thank you for joining as always. And yeah, have a great rest of the week. Next time I see you, I will. Yeah, I'm going to stream as soon as I'm set up and I can. But yeah, I'll be flying tomorrow. And then I'm going to be fairly busy over the weekend. So I will see you guys very, very soon. And I think that's it. Cool. Cheers, everyone. Bye.